Markets were up big today, and I was up as well. What's going on, guys? I'll just be reviewing my portfolio today on this huge up day that we had. Dow was up, I believe, over 200 points. And then I'll also be talking about one of my biggest positions, Boeing, and what I think about them for the future. So, up over $100 today, still doing very well in these past 3 months, up almost $550. Definitely will take that. And remember, guys, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really encourages me to make more videos, and it really helps out a small channel like this get bigger. And I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me. So let's get into the portfolio here. We have AbbVie, which just seems to go up one day and down the other. Starbucks, a stock I'm thinking about adding more position into. JP Morgan, doing nicely up there. FedEx has been soaring. Otter Tails, Boeing, which is the stock we'll talk about today. Pepsi is doing pretty good there. 3M, United Health bought this on the dip recently, and now it's back to shooting back up. Just a little bit of short-term news. Southern Company, it's been doing very well for a utility company over the last 3 months, up almost 8%, plus they pay around a 5% dividend. Verizon, Microsoft, MPW, Iron Mountain, ExxonMobil, and the newest stock I bought, MasterCard, have all been heading up. So definitely a good time to be in the market. But the stock we're going to talk about today is Boeing. As you guys can see, it's almost 10% of my portfolio right here. I'm still up pretty big on this stock just because I bought it at one of its more recent dips last summer. So Boeing has unfortunately been on the news for reasons you usually don't want to hear about. Boeing 737 MAX 8 actually had its second airplane crash in just 6 months. So whenever you see a stock falling, it's usually because they miss a quarterly report earnings estimate, or they lag behind in sales, or maybe their CEO says something silly. But you never hope it's something, actually tragic like this. So it's very unfortunate that this happened. It's very understandable that the stock fell. 12% was the most I think it went down, and then it slowly went back up as the market was doing very well today. But I do expect a lot of volatility with this stock in the next coming weeks. For those of you that are not familiar with Boeing, it has three main segments. One of them is the construction of the actual commercial airplanes that you see, in the sky, or that you travel on to get to different places. The second is they help build a lot of defense equipment for a lot of countries around the world. Actually does over 60% of its business not in the U.S., even though it is a U.S. company. So they help other countries with their defense, and they also do a lot with their space exploration. They build technologies for both of those. And the third segment is actually just simply doing the maintenance for the two previous segments that I mentioned. So Boeing has actually been backlogged just because they have so many orders. So that can sometimes be a good problem to have, but also want to make sure you're efficiently using your production means. And Boeing has just been on a tear. As you can see, in the last 5 years, it's up over 215%. Also been growing its dividend very well. It's been repurchasing shares. Just a very good company. It's a massive company, $250 billion almost in market cap. And it's definitely done very well in this recent bull run that we've had the past 10 years. And then this is also just a very hard barrier to entry in terms of starting an aerospace company like this. There's not too many around. That's why Boeing has a duopoly with Airbus, really. They're the two main players. It's very hard to start a commercial airplane company. There's so much research and development. It costs so much. A lot of the business that Boeing does is also based on contracts, so it's not super easy to just get those bids and being in those contracts makes those customers have to stay in, contractual obligation obviously, and just their balance sheet is it's very good, and there's a very low risk of dividends being cut for the future. With all that being said, I do think until Boeing actually diagnoses what went wrong that caused the airplane to go down and cause all those fatalities, I do think the stock will continue to slide for a little bit. But definitely, if you're a long-term investor, this is a short-term rumble. You might be able to get it on a slight discount as it continues to drop. But I personally, since this already is such a big position in my portfolio, probably won't be adding to it, even though it does look very attractive. But until they figure out these issues, it doesn't really make me want to invest with them just in the short term. But definitely have some other positions I want to add to. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys are planning on buying this little dip with Boeing. Again, it's very unfortunate. A lot of people lost their lives, so this is definitely not one of the reasons why you want to see a stock go down. But be sure to comment and subscribe if you guys want to keep seeing these videos. Thanks, guys.